Hey guys, it's Fish, and I'm back with a new series that I'm trying out. It's a little bit different from what I've done in the past, but I'm really hoping that some of you will dig it, and maybe even some new people might dig what I'm doing. So, obviously, you've seen what's on my screen right now. It's called Factorio. It's a very small game, uh, size wise. I downloaded it pretty quickly because it's less than a gig, and I like that. It's a very simple art style, and it's a very simple premise. And I think it works towards my obsession with trying to get things perfect. If you watch me in my Ark or Subnautica, I always tried to make things better, more streamlined, that kind of thing. And that's kind of what Factorio does. You crash land on a planet, and the entire purpose is to automate robots and pumps and mines to start getting you the resources you need to start building things. But those things that you build just make it more efficient for you to build those same things. And it's a bit of a cycle like that. And I kind of like the idea behind that. For those of you who have seen Factorio before, it's cool. It's quirky, and I've been playing the tutorial. I've gotten through that just to get a bit of a handle. Now, what you will see from this series is not perfect gameplay. This isn't Fish Teachers. You will not get tips. In fact, I would probably hazard a guess that I'll probably get tips from you. You'll see things that I do in this that are probably not optimal. For now, I'll get better. I always do. And I'm hoping that you'll come along this journey with me and we will learn this together. Alright guys, let's get started. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to start a new campaign. Now first steps was the tutorial. So we're going to go into the next campaign, which is A New Hope. Going into level 1, I tried it all before, and you get a lot of tips in this about how to do things. So you've got furnaces which will melt down resources into metal bars, which will then allow you to build other things. Now this base that we start with, I'm going to turn off the tips because whilst they're useful, they're not really... you don't come here to watch me read tips about Factorio. So at the end of the first tutorial, we scanned the sector to try and find things. And clearly we found a shipwreck located to the southeast. So we can see our map up here in the right hand corner, and you can see a lot going on at the moment. So these things... Oh, there we go. Can anyone hear me? Mining base is under attack, we need help. Duh. Now, the one thing that I failed to mention in my little intro to this was that you're not alone. There are some nasties in this game, and thankfully this starter base comes with some gun turrets. So and it gives me objectives, so you're never left out in the cold as to what to do. If I come up here, there will be some nasties. There's one, no? That's copper. There we are. And if I try and fight them, I'm not going to do too well. But if I run back to my turrets, they're going to do a lot better than me. See, they just took them all out. So it's really, really good. But you've got to keep those turrets with ammunition. And you can automate that. You can automate just about anything. So you can see here, we have our coal mine that is using these conveyor belts to then bring coal up to these boilers, which will boil water to run the steam engines so that I can power my base. With power, I can then buy powered inserters, so these little hands that grip the things off the conveyor belts and put them into the buildings that need them, or can use them to turn into something else. So here we have an electric mining drill, and so obviously we needed that electricity, and this seems like a bit of overkill, but that's just me. And these will pump out ore, iron ore. I think it's iron ore. And it will follow this conveyor belt, come down to this one conveyor belt here, where it will then go to these stone furnaces. Now, stone furnaces are not powered, not electric. You can make electric ones that then just burn electricity to smelt the iron ore into iron plates. And we'll go down here, and if we have a look in here, we've got iron plates. Over here, we've got our copper mine, which is doing the same thing. It's taking this coal that's making its way down these conveyor belts to these stone furnaces, which is making copper plates. And each of these things is going to give you a different thing. So if you have a look in here, here's your crafting menu. Wooden chest, you can just store stuff. It's pretty good. Iron chest, obviously you can just store more. Make more conveyor belts. Now one thing I like about this game, and I'm going to make a conveyor belt here, and down in the bottom left hand corner it's going to show you all the stuff that you're building. Now I can't make conveyor belts straight out. I need an iron gear wheel. And so what it'll do is it'll actually, instead of me having to go, oh, where do I find an iron gear wheel? Oh, there's an iron gear wheel. If I do make an iron gear wheel, I can go straight into a conveyor belt. But if I just click conveyor belt, it's going to make the iron gear wheel first. And so if I, and as the objective is telling me, it's saying make a lab. So I'm going to make a lab. I need 10 iron gear wheels. So I'm going to click that, not enough ingredients. Okay, so we don't have enough iron. That's okay. If I come into here, I can just grab 100 iron plates, and I now have enough to make 2 labs. So I make a lab, and you can see down here, it's making the iron gear wheels, and then making the lab. Now one thing that I want to do is automate, and you can see all of this is completely autonomous. I don't have to move resources. Early on, yes you do. You have to move resources from one place to another to slowly get this production line going. And it's amazing. Like you could build this 100 different ways, and still there'd be 100 more that you could do it, and it would still work. And I sort of like that about the game. Now I want to automate my lab production as well. So we'll make our lab. We'll put it over here. No, I want to put it down here because if it's in yellow, I'm not close enough to build it. Okay, here we go. So problem with automation is the first thing I should research is probably automation, because other things can help me as well. Oh well. Automation. That's electronics. So let's make automation. And we need 10 science packs. And it'll take 10 science pack cycles to build. So I'm going to research that. Tab through that. Yep. Okay, technologies need a certain amount of resources. I just mentioned that. So in my inventory, I don't have the science packs that I need. So if I go into my crafting and I go to here, I can make 10 science packs. How convenient. So I'm just going to make them, and you can see all the gear wheels. And it's going to take a while. I'm also going to need power because it's unpowered. And if you have a look here, you can see those blue squares that are around the power poles are indicative of the fact that it is powered. So I'm just going to build it there. And then if I transfer those across, it's going to start researching that stuff. And you can automate this as well, because all you need, and these assembly machines are actually doing that. If you go into it, you can see that it's taking iron plates and turning them into iron gear wheels. In this one, it's using these iron plates on the left hand side here to make those iron gear wheels, putting it onto the assembly line on the right. And these little hand things are going to transfer things in and transfer things out. And then these iron gear wheels are then used with an iron plate to craft transport belts. I really like that. I can completely automate this. So if I go in here, look at all the iron, transport belts that I have. And there are quick ways to transfer items across. So now I have so many transport belts that I don't even know what to do with them. Well, I know what to do with them. What I'm going to do is, because I'm making iron plates in here, and it takes iron gear wheels to make the science packs, I'm going to do a similar thing to what this is doing. I'm going to have one assembly machine making iron gear wheels, and I'm then going to take those iron gear wheels on a different assembly line and have another machine create the red science packs, and then I'm going to have an assembly line run down to the lab. And so it's completely automated, and I probably should put those in there like that. So before the end of this episode, that's what we're going to do. It's simple, but I think it's a good way of demonstrating how this all works. So first thing I'm going to need is an inserter. So they've given me 10 to begin with, and I can rotate the way these work. So the line means that it's going to take from that place and put it onto another place. So that's the way I want to put it. And you can start seeing it moved a couple of steel plates before it couldn't do that anymore. So if I do this, it can now continue on until that conveyor belt is full. It's not going to stop. The next thing I want to do is I want to make that automation facility. So let's go looking for it. It's in here. Oh, we finished our automation. That's cool. I don't know what it just allows me to make electronics now. That's cool. Let's just make, yeah, let's just make electronics, whatever. I was supposed to make automobilism to make an automobile. Okay, well, let's change that. Can I cancel that? I don't think I can, actually. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh well, we'll just have to research it. So we got our I'm going to make 2 assembly machines, and it's going to make my little gear wheels on the side here to make the assembly machines. Okay, so my first one, I'm going to put it 1 out from the assembly line. The reason I'm going to do that, now it's not powered, you can see that. The reason I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to get rid of that plate there, is so that I can put the inserter next to the conveyor belt, and it will work once I've put some power to it. And they did give me some power poles, so let's power that up. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Now I have to tell it what I want it to build. So I want you to make me gear wheels, and now it's going to start inserting those and making gear wheels, but it's got nowhere for those gear wheels to go. So let's do that. We also need power again. That's okay, that's okay. So let's put power there, and let's put another conveyor belt down to another one of these, and another inserter. So if I put that there, it's not powered, so that's okay. We'll just put another power pole, and by no means is this a perfect way to play this game. Now, the reason it's not inserting those iron gear wheels in there at the moment is because I haven't told it what to build. I want you to build red science packs, and now it's going to start moving those red science packs into there. But it doesn't know what to do with it once it's got, we need copper plates as well. Well, that's convenient because we have copper plates over here. So what I'm going to do is, I am just going to build another inserter there, and then I'm going to build my production line. Insert. Now, building these with corners can be a little bit tedious at times, just because you've got to rotate them a little bit, but that's okay. And I think we will do this. Oh god, no, I did it the wrong way. Did it the wrong way. So you got to be careful about putting them the wrong way, otherwise they're not going to move. Okay, now we want to put another inserter here, which will then take these copper plates, because it knows what the assembly machine next to it is building. And now we're making these science packs. I will then build that, and of course we need power again, so let's put some power in. And we build another, and of course I don't go far enough. Let's get rid of that one. Yeah, that's good. And then we build another inserter into there, and it needs power. That's okay. And there we go. And now I have created a production line that will continually supply this lab with red science packs. Even when I'm not there, it'll just keep doing it. So if I run around the map and I'm doing stuff, now you can mine stuff on your own. You can see that I just mined 1 copper there. I just mined another copper there. You can see these guys, that's not copper over here. They are just killing it. Like copper, 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 and I don't have to, I can do multiple resources at once. So I'm really digging this game. I'm really digging the simplicity of it, but also the complexity, well, the ease to pick it up, but the complexity in where you go later on. I can see this game getting so complicated. And I mean, this, compared to some of the stuff that I've seen people build, is nothing. This base is nothing, and this is a big base. If I started from nothing, which I could do, but I didn't want to do because I think it would be confusing and I wouldn't do the game justice by letting you guys see it from my first playthrough of a not campaign, with no help, with no objectives, with no nothing. Alright, so that's what I wanted to achieve with this, and I think I have. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I will be bringing more Factorio. It is the replacement to the Arc series. For those of you who don't know my schedule, Arc videos were coming out on Tuesdays every Tuesday and every Friday. I want to say Friday. And now they won't be because of, well, if you saw the last episode, I've decided to just continue that game just because it got me quite angry, and I don't want to be angry. I don't want to get angry at my games. I just want to enjoy them, and I think I might get a little angry at this game, but not in a bad way, if you know what I mean. I think in this game I'm just going to enjoy tearing up my entire production line just so that I can make it a tiny bit more efficient. And what I made today was not efficient. That is not the best way to do it. It is a way to do it, but I doubt it's the most efficient way to do it. So that's been Factorio. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. If you're enjoying my playthroughs, so we've got Factorio now, if you're enjoying my Wolf Among Us playthrough, or if you're enjoying well, I don't think is Transistor still going by this stage? Transistor, let's say Transistor for now, and the replacement to that is coming because I have finished Transistor, so not a big deal. I will continue to play other games instead of Transistor. Whilst it wasn't a popular series, I really enjoyed that. But anyway, if you enjoyed any of those series or all of those series, please consider subscribing to the channel. Not only does it help the channel, but it also helps you. It means that Fish Gaming videos will make it into your YouTube mailbox every single day, and you won't miss a single video from Fish Gaming. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. I've been Fish, this has been Factorio, and I'll catch you next time.